Hey, it's the Gratu Orloff Show, episode 519. I wanted to go on the Four Color Fossils show. I'm watching it right now. There's Myra Greenblatt. It's May 25th, 2022, by the way. And I tried to go on with this phone, but this ceiling, this won't let the Wi-Fi signal through. The box that sends the Wi-Fi signal out is right above me, but it just doesn't really penetrate through the ceiling very well. Now I can go up to the next floor, but I can't leave my dog Drusilla alone because she just was fixed this afternoon, and she's had surgery. She's got a cone on, and she's tired, groggy, in pain, shaking, and I want to hang out with her. We're supposed to kind of keep watch her closely for the first 2-3 days, and so I could go up and get a real good connection and go on Graphic Man. I tried to go on with this iPhone, which doesn't have much memory left, and it looked like I was choppy. You couldn't even hear me, so I thought I'll just show what I was going to show on that live show here on my show, and then it'll be almost like I'm on the show, right? Maybe kind of. So anyway, today's May 25th, 2022. And it's hard to believe that 45 years ago, almost to the very minute, I was coming out of a new movie called Star Wars, which I went to at the Six Flags Mall Theater. I better turn this how do I mute the sound? Anyway, my parents took. I was 12. I had just finished 6th grade, about to go into junior high school into 7th grade. It's the summer between 6th and 7th grade. May 25th, summer was starting, and there was this cool new movie coming out. Marvel had been putting out a Star Wars comic for about, I think they were already on the 3rd or 4th issue when the movie actually came out. My brother had already seen it. My brother Stephen, who was in college while I was in elementary school, had already gone out and seen it, and when it had played in Fort Worth before it had come to Arlington at the Six Flags. So he'd already seen it, and he said, the special effects are better than 2001 A Space Odyssey, which was the benchmark at that time in 1977. When anyone talked about special effects in a movie, they would compare it to how is it compared to 2001. So I knew he said it was great. I'd read the first 3-4 issues of the comic. I thought it was going to be kind of like a Hammer Film Studios science fiction movie because it had Peter Cushing in it. I could tell from the comic it had a certain level of violence in it, with severed hands and stuff. So I thought it's going to be like Hammer made a science fiction movie. And but it was not what I thought. I was blown away. Oh, I'd actually already gone to a record store called Fantasia Records and Tapes, which was a really great record store that used to exist. And I had bought the day, I think probably the day it came out, the Star Wars soundtrack, before I'd ever seen the movie. So I'd heard the music before I saw the movie, and I just thought this music's phenomenal. And when I saw the movie, of course, I was blown away. It was unbelievable. Of course, on the way home, my father said, "Oh, I think my mother did too. I've seen it before, because they grew up with the Flash Gordon serials." But it was incredible. And when the summer was over and 7th grade started, and there I was outside the school waiting for the first day of school, all I wanted to do was go around and find anyone else. Did you see this? And communicate, because there was no social media then. It's like, could you believe how great that was? And it's hard to believe now. A new Star Wars movie comes out, and I won't even go see it. Or a new Star Wars. There's Star Wars TV shows. I have no interest in seeing them. Sorry, I'm charging my phone, so having to do it this way. So, yeah, it was unbelievable. It was May 25th. Now, I know that May the 4th is the big, they call it the Star Wars Day, and that's really bullshit. They're just trying to be cutesy with the May the 4th be with you. But May 25th is the real day, and that was 45 years ago today. It's hard to believe. 45 years ago, I still have the original program booklet I got at the movie theater that day, and I still have cut out the whole. It was a whole page advertisement in the Fort Worth Star Telegram when it opened, and I cut that page out and I have it laminated. Star Wars was something really amazing to me, and The Empire Strikes Back, unbelievable. Return of the Jedi was, it's like, I liked it, I really liked it, but it was like, why aren't they giving us something new instead of another Death Star? And these little teddy bears, I didn't really, it's like, what is that? And, but anyway, that's pretty much where Star Wars ends for me, because all the rest of it, I have no use for it. But speaking of something that's kind of Star Wars inspired, here's this comic, Jason Monarch. Now, this has an interest to me. Just it's weird. It doesn't have staples. It's glued together. This was a comic book that's obviously made to kind of look like Star Wars, and it came out the very beginning of 1979. I think right about the time the Superman the movie with Christopher Reeve would have been in the theater. I remember going to Lone Star Comics and Science Fiction, which is a brand new comic store that opened in the summer of '77 on Gay Street in Arlington, Texas, right across from the Wiz Disco. And really, what is now, and probably was then too, a really bad part of town. Amber Hagerman, who the Amber Alert is named for, was kidnapped like basically across the street from the original Lone Star Comics. But anyway, Lone Star Comics is no longer a brick and mortar store. It is now mycomicshop.com. But I bought this there, and it's an independent comic, and it's kind of interesting. This is hard to hold a camera. Maybe I could. Yeah, I'm just trying to see the dog is next to me, wrapped in this blanket. It says here on the first page, "We're sorry, due to scheduling and distribution problems, we were forced to print this issue with a black and white interior instead of the full color we had planned. Those problems have now been solved, we hope, and all future issues of Jason Monarch, as well as its companion books from Out of the Abyss and Topaz, will be in full color." Those books, there were never any future issues after this, and those other books never happened as far as I know. If you have any comments, criticisms, suggestions, etc., please let us know. We like to hear from you, blah, blah, blah. It's Omnibus Publishing. It's out of Detroit, Michigan. But anyway, this is the guy that did the art. What is his name? What the hell is it? He also worked on Marvel's Master of Kung Fu, and I believe he did some issues of What If. Art's not bad. It's just what's interesting about this issue is I was flipping through it. I've been going through comics a lot last few days, organizing. I like the old ads in here for comic stores at the time, like the Comic Kingdom. Where was that one at? I got a cramp in my hand. Let's see. It says posters, sci-fi, paperbacks, magazines, fanzines, highest prices paid. Oh, they're in Detroit, Michigan, which makes sense since that's where this comic came from. The Comic Kingdom in Detroit. But see, that's what comic stores used to be like. You know, it wasn't. There were no, that was before those role-playing games started crowding these comic stores, and card games. Pokemon didn't exist. Everything was comics and science fiction. Um, they're advertising ElfQuest #3. What is this? It looks like it's a convention. Sunburst presents the Tell 12 Mall Comic Book and Card Show. That's in Pontiac, Michigan. Well, let's see. Oh, this is the ad I was looking at that was kind of interesting. Very very. This is 79. This looks very much like an ad from like right about 1970. Comics, movies, science fiction under one roof. Comics, new and old. Movies, rented and sold. Posters, press books, premiums, lobby cards, slides, science fiction and fantasy. Pulps, big little books, Star Trek, Star Wars, gum cards, undergrounds, Playboys, and much more. Classic Movie and Comic Center. That's in Farmington, Michigan. Yeah, and here's an ad from Portland, Oregon. When they say movies rented and sold, they're talking about 16 millimeter actual films, or maybe Super 8. I gotta get a haircut. Hair looks like shit. I really look like I look horrible, man. Anyway, that's before VHS cassettes came along. Back then, you know, if you wanted to see something obscure, you had to pretty much go to a comic convention to see, you know, Star Trek bloopers or Bambi meets Godzilla or a Max Fleischer Superman cartoon. They didn't show that on television. You'd have to go and actually seek that stuff out. What else do I have here? Oh, here's another relic of that era. This is probably from about 1980. It's Rom the Space Knight. Rom Space Knight, yes. This is a very iconic cover. Yeah, I've been going through organizing like mainly Bronze Age comics and realizing, oh shit, I have 4 or 5 copies of this issue of Thor, and because once I start taking all these different boxes and start putting them all together, and I realize I've got so many duplicates that I bought over the years, not forgetting that I actually own that issue. That maybe I should trade with some of you guys or something. If they're, I probably should go through the books and you know, show you what I've got. Here's the Flash fighting the Chunk. The Chunk being this giant guy. It's really kind of weird. But apparently the Chunk has appeared on the Flash TV show, but obviously not looking as completely big as that. Let's see, what else do I have to show you? Oh, here's an issue of Skeleton Warriors. How about that? Skeleton Warriors. I remember these toys because I bought a few of them. I think, you know, just because they look kind of cool from the back in the He-Man days. But apparently Marvel was doing a lot of licensing back then. I don't know how many issues they put out based on this toy line. Skeleton Warriors. How about that? Oh, this Marvel Age is a comic you can get very cheaply. Not maybe this issue unless you luck out. This is an issue. Marvel Age was just a quarter when comics were probably 75 cents, or I don't know. It was just a promotional comic that Marvel put out. Um, Basically the same kind of deal as Foom magazine, which had interviews and stuff, that upcoming stuff from Marvel, but you know, Foom was much better. Foom was amazing and beautiful, and Marvel Age was. But this was at every comic store, and this is promoting their all about their Secret Wars comic. Of course, Secret Wars was something many of you remember very fondly. I remember it as being kind of the death knell of everything I loved, because it was uh, Marvel completely selling out and coming up with a toy line where all the heroes are there that don't normally necessarily interact, but you need all the toys together, all the characters together, so you can have a toy line with all these characters. And they put out toys, and I don't know. I've got the whole series except for the iconic issue number 8, and that's the one where they introduce a new black costume for Spider-Man. But anyway, this particular issue of Marvel Age is the first time the black costume is ever shown, and it's fan. I believe they show a fan drawing. A fan actually designed the black costume for Spider-Man, which later became Venom, and it's first shown in this issue. So this is technically the first appearance of that black costume, or I guess you could say it's the first appearance of Venom in a way. So it's Marvel Age number 12. If you look for that while you're going through the back issue bins. Let's see. I've got a lot of issues of Marvel Age. I wish I had more issues of Foom. I joined Foom, which was Marvel's fan club from the 70s, and you got a subscription, I think 4 issues maybe, to Foom when you joined. Got a membership card and a poster and all this and some stickers. But I remember even after my subscription ended, they kept sending me Foom. And then we moved from San Antonio to Tacoma, Washington, because my father got orders to move to that Army base up there, to run a hospital up there near Seattle. And I kept getting them forwarded to me, and eventually they stopped. And then when Lone Star Comics opened in the summer of '77, they carried Foom. They actually had Foom in stock in their store, so I got some issues there. But the earlier issues, the very earliest, I think I might have started. My first issue of Foom was maybe issue number 4. It had a picture. It had Jarvis. It was like had a interview with Jarvis, the Avengers butler. That was on the cover, as I recall. Anyway, here's another issue of Marvel Age. A little bit late. This one's 50 cents. This is number 75. They put this out for quite a while. Yeah, how exciting. I've got a lot of cool comics over there I'd like to show you, but I can't really move with the dog here cuddled up to me, shaking, so you're not going to see much tonight here on the Garage Tour Love Show. Just what I've got here. Let's see what I have here. Oh, it's first it looks like an old Superman comic. Superman number 97, but it's actually a Pizza Hut collector's edition. So it'll look good in a spinner rack, but it's not really old. Well, I mean, I guess it's old. It's from the late 70s, right? I guess that would be old, you know, because we just said it's been 45 years since Star Wars came out. What else do I have here? Oh, that's kind of cool. What is that? Oh, look. It's the Ringo Kid from the 30-cent era. I don't know when Marvel stopped doing all their Western comics. Because, of course, by this point, they were all reprints. and it's from the era when they had these UPC codes. But you know, when these were coming out, I really didn't have much use for Western comics. You know, they didn't interest me any more than romance comics did. But now Western comics and romance comics look amazing. Just you evolve in your interest and taste, right? What else do we have here? These are just some things I kind of pulled out as I was going through the comics that struck my me. Look at this. Look at this comic. Solstin's Comic Talent. Star Search. Who will be the next fan to make it as a comics writer? Participate in Solstin's Comic Talent Star Search, and it could be you. What an ugly looking comic. But Solstin was a comic company. They also put out a comic called Reagan's Raiders, about where Ronald Reagan is basically Rambo. But Solstin basically means this was done by the son of Saul Brodsky, who worked for Marvel for years, and he's the guy. He did a lot of stuff at Marvel, but I think he's the guy that pretty much designed the logos. I call them logo or the trade dress of. You know, like the Fantastic Four. When I think of the Fantastic Four, I think of a certain, you know, the original logo on the Fantastic Four comic, and the Amazing Spider-Man, you know. I think he designed all those logos for Marvel, which were brilliant. Anyway, Saul Brodsky's son started a comic company, and let's look inside this, because I forget what it looks like inside. So, just a moment. I only have, let's take a look. Yeah, his name was Gary Brodsky. Let's see. Here's an ad on the back cover. How to publish comics. Gary Brodsky is giving away trade secrets. So he is trying to play on his father's name in the comic industry to make some money. And then later, I guess when this didn't work, he decided I'll write books and make videos about how to be a man, how to be a man's man, and how to pick up women. But here he's showing what I think are completely fictional comics. Pretty sure, but look at them. Galaxy of Fright, Super Comics, Classic Heroes, Star Legion. See all those imaginary comics that surround Gary Brodsky's head. Let's see. Oh, shit. It's very hard to hold this freaking... I'm just holding this thing, trying to talk to you guys. So what is the deal with this? The artwork is pretty terrible in this. I don't remember buying this. I don't know why I own this. Looks like it shows, I guess this is artwork that's been submitted to them. I don't know how I obtained this. I did not buy it when it came out. Oh, that's really fucking smart. God damn it. Oh yeah, so I've got one of these bags. One of these self-sealing bags, and I put the comic book right up against the sticky part. And I wasn't too smart. Alright, But no damage done. Not that it would have mattered to that particular publication. So, anyway, the I've got. Oh, what do I need to tell you? I got an AOK from Meyer Greenblatt. I need to be doing a video that shows that. I'll be doing that next time when I don't. My wife is upstairs. If she was here watching, because I want someone with the dog at all times. I could go up there and show you the AOK. But yesterday I go in the garage, and it was raining outside, and I noticed there were a couple of leaks. So I moved boxes away from the leaks, put buckets there, and I've tried calling someone to come patch these leaks, but no, the guy didn't call me back. And there's not a lot of roofers here in this town. And anyway, but once I put a bucket there, then another leak I'd notice another one starting, and a leak started in one spot, and it was just starting, and then I found there was a box next to where the leak was coming down, and opened the box, and there was some of the books that I thought were missing in the move. Superman, I'd show them to you, but I can't get up from the seat because, again, let's see, is she asleep? Because I can't really see her because of this. This is my view of her. She's got to wear that thing for I think they said 10 days, or is it 6 days? I've got it written down. So, anyway, I found some of the books. But what I know I'm missing now is some posters, a 3-sheet it was like an Iranian 3-sheet for a feature version cut together of the UFO TV show. And there's one for the Rebel set, which is a beatnik exploitation movie, and I was a teenage werewolf missing, Zombies of the Stratosphere, and Reptilicus. Those 1-sheets. No, there were 3 sheets, which is much taller. I unless they're gonna be wind up in some box. I see my wife's calling. Let me see what she's. I hope she doesn't have some emergency upstairs. So let me answer her call. And I really have nothing else to say. This is probably the worst episode of this show in the history of the Garage Laugh International Television Network. But anyway, we'll be seeing you real soon. Take care.